None of the artists I ever worked with have signed a 360 deal because I'm serving people. I'm working for people. My goal is a building. I'm working on creating a safe house, a creative safe house for our youth and even our adults. The first 3 performances, I'll never forget it. It's Freddie Gibbs, Nipsey Hussle, and J-Rock. Freddie Gibbs comes out after DJ Envy.
What's the 360 deal, brother?
360 deal was structured around the time, and I'll tell you, Leo Cohen structured it. You're one of the only people I know that could bring the mud next to diamonds and everybody looks good. Let me help you get rich. Let's get rich together. Downtown, I am here. Again, I was raised not to overstep my boundaries. So I knew everything he had going on. I knew the people around him. It's just so psychological. I have that more now than I did then, because then
Dímelo con que lo que, you already know what it is. Podcast Central, Coastal Chronicles NYC. I'm your boy, Tank Sinatra, a.k.a. Taino Domingo. You know the lingo. Call me anything but late for dinner, because I love to eat. I got my brother to the left of me, as always, the Activation King. Dren Star, talk to the people.
Yo, what's good, YouTube world? You know what I'm saying? We here in the Duce Lounge, fully activated.
OD.
2025 situations, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, let's talk about your fits, though. You be coming in here stunting on me, man. Let me see the hat. The hat,
you know
though.
What I'm saying? It's the nation. Rock Nation family, you know what I'm saying?
That thing looking
Paper
tough
planes
out
do
here,
say,
man.
you know what I'm saying? This is what we doing. Something light.
Activation King as it should be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With that being said, like, link, subscribe, share, do all that, man. Press them buttons, man, because we out here working, you heard? With that being said, yo, we got a good one.
We always got a good one.
Yeah, we definitely do.
Let's get to it,
man. This man is straight out of the Lower East Side, and his journey in hip-hop started by pure chance. One random day, he found himself on a set of Nice and Smooth's Hip Hop Junkies, and just like that, the culture had him hooked. As a teen, he linked up with a local crew that lived and breathed hip-hop. Music, fashion, marketing, all of it. By 17, he was all in, chasing his passion with everything he had. But life threw some curveballs his way, and after some legal troubles that could have derailed everything, he made a pivot that changed his whole trajectory. A friend put him on the Shady record street team, and that was the start of something big. Fast forward to 2006, after putting in crazy work on the anger management tour, he earned a spot as Shady Records' National Director of Promotions. That meant hitting the road, building a relationship with DJs, discovering raw talent, and making sure that the right artists got heard. And he didn't just have a front row seat to history, he helped shape it. He was the one who put Paul Rosenberg onto Kendrick Lamar's music, which eventually made its way to Dr. Dre. That's the kind of ear he got. Later at Def Jam, he continued his legacy, working with future stars like Pop Smoke and Fabio Foreign and IDK, always keeping his finger on the pulse of what's next. And when it came to branding, he flipped the game on that too, securing multi-million-dollar deals like the one for G-Shock and getting their watches featured in over a dozen music videos. Yeah, I want my watch. But what really sets him apart, it isn't just the music, it's the mission. He took all that knowledge, all that industry connections, and he started pouring back to his community, teaming up with Marty Medina and co-founded LES United Festival, which has provided school with supplies and resources to over 25,000 families. If that wasn't enough, he helped launch the Music Lab, a program teaching inner city youth the ins and outs of the music business, giving them the tools to build their own future. He's a music executive, a community leader, and a cultural shifter. He's him Duncan, a.k.a. Pedro Dro, you know it. Talk to the people, my brother. Talk to the people, man.
Thank y'all for having me.
You understand what I'm saying? Man. Talk to the people, brother, because listen, man.
Thank you, God, for giving me energy and waking me up every day and just keeping me with a conscious mind. Being focused around the people around me is so important, man. Community is everything. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
The person next to you represents you. It don't matter where. One of my friends today said, "You're one of the only people I know that could bring the mud next to diamonds and everybody looks good." He was like, that's how influential you are, in case you didn't know.
Facts.
Because we live in ourselves so much, we don't notice what our outreach is because we have our own issues and our daily stuff that we're dealing with. And most of the times our mission is, believe it or not, every one of us, you know what you guys are doing in here? helping people. You guys are serving people. And people get that fucked up because they think serving people is you're serving people. You're taking care of people. You're giving people hope. And all this shit that I ever done, one thing I kept in the back of my mind as an A&R is I'm helping people. No artist that I ever got a deal for has walked away like he did me dirty. I fought for them. I never let no artist I ever signed get a 360 deal. I made sure they walked away with masters. I made sure they did their own merch and carved away all these little things that were going to get pinched in on them. None of the artists I ever worked with have signed a 360 deal because I'm serving people. I'm working for people. I was told the other day, you're a missionary, and I didn't know that. And that's what I do. I'm on a mission to serve the people around me. It makes us greater.
So he went right into it. He skipped the whole intro, like he went right into it. So we gonna get right into it. You mentioned a 360 deal for the viewers that don't know what a 360 deal is. What's a 360 deal, brother?
A 360 deal was structured around the time, and I'll tell you, Leo Cohen structured it. It's a deal that's structured to carve into, because at that time CDs weren't selling no more, and the streaming thing happened, and it was a adjustment in the business, and people were wondering, how are we gonna get paid? How are we gonna do business if this is chopped up? So it was a structure of a deal to have a piece of all your entertainment income as an artist signed to that particular label. Touring, merchandise, recording, and any other subsidiary funds or branding funds that would come in from anywhere else. That's a 360 deal. They get a piece of it all. But here's the thing. Here's the other side. If you're doing great business and selling mass amount of records and they come at you with a 360 deal, then the money is going to be mass too.
It's a double-edged sword.
It's all it is, bro. It's just on how you're negotiating. One thing about the music business that separates itself from every other business, not one deal has the same structure. It's the wild, wild west of business.
So you could go out on a limb saying that it's just as shady as dealing drugs in the streets, or probably even more.
I think every business is whatever you make it depending on your community again. Because we got some dope drug dealers that we've met in our lives that their crew was dope too. And we've heard the stories. We know some guys who made it through. And the same thing in the music business. You'll see people walking away angry. Oh, my deal, they jerked me. No, you jerked yourself. Because there's 800 other artists on that label. Everybody ain't talking the same story. And the unfortunate part about our people is that we come from so much fucked up shit. So like any kind of money that's going to be advanced to us, we on it. We on it. We need that shit. We really do. We really fucking need it. So it's like that double-edged sword. It happens again. But then if you come out on the other side, if you negotiated well, you put benchmarks on your contract. And you say, okay, when I sell $1 million, renegotiate everything. Until that $1 million, we'll play the game. But when I hit that benchmark, everything got to erase and we got to start again. Because look at what I did for us. And that's how it goes. If you have a sharp lawyer that's going to make sure that that's in your agreements, it's amazing. Here's the shit. G-Lo Ball just caught 6, 8, whatever mil. He was fine. That's just a plus. His brothers,
multi-millionaires.
And his father's top 3 best fathers of all time.
Yep. And he said, he spoke all that into existence.
Your community, bro. One time I had a conversation with a police officer down here on how to talk to the kids from down here. And I told him, his mom and dad call him a piece of shit if he has a father. They tell him they ain't nobody. They tell him to shut the fuck up. I was like, so what you think you make telling that kid when he's down here? You're not saying shit he hasn't heard. He's phaseless, B.
Desensitized.
But LeVar Ball told us that his boys were kings when they were babies. And we watched them turn into kings in our fucking face, bro. The power of your community, bro.
And everybody thought he was crazy when
He was
saying
bugging.
that.
He was out of his fucking mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's seen what no one else could see, bro. And here's the illest part about that person. He did all that just to raise money for his wife's cancer
Mm-hmm.
and her awareness.
And he just got his foot amputated yesterday. It's crazy.
Top 3 fathers of all time, bro, in real life. In real life.
That's super.
Let's talk about your start in the music industry. I mean, they don't know, but you're from the Lower East Side.
Absolutely.
Correct?
Absolutely. I was born right here on 63 Clinton Street.
Look at that.
Between Stanton and Rivington on Clinton Street. Moved to 45 Rutgers in 89, and then my mom moved over to 250 Clinton Street. But I'm a downtown kid for real.
Okay, what made you want to do? What made you fall in love with the sport?
To be real with you, I got a cousin of mine, Green Eyes, shouts to Green. He bought vinyl all the time. He had a record player. He tried to do the DJ thing as we was growing up. And he had all the vinyl, bro. I'm talking about Eric B. and Rakim. Slick Rick's Bedtime Story is the first record I ever knew memorized front to back. I mean, Public Enemy. He had everything, bro. He had everything that, like, was for us. And then, got to remember, we living in a strict Dominican family, so we had, like, 20 minutes a week to play that before you get turn that shit off forever.
Get your ass up out of here.
Don't y'all ever play that shit. But we would sneak out 20 minutes and go hard. And then fast forward, my cousin Ricky had a birthday party at Astoria Park. And I'm running around like a kid does, and Nice and Smooth just pull up with ladies and speakers and the director, and they just bam, 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 bam. And I'm like, what is going on right now, B? And they were filming the music video, and it was like
right there on the boardwalk.
Amazing, bro. And my mom yanked the fuck out my ear in front of all of them. We been looking for you for
Dominican
30 minutes. What do you think this is? I was like, but I was just so enamored with what I was watching that's how it went down. And then fast forward, linking up with Shorty Black. Shouts to Black. And in Recca, we would go and sneak into, I don't know if it was sneaking into, but we would go to the Spiral Bar on Houston Street.
Yep.
And bruh, you remember those nights, bro.
That's a fact.
I'm talking
crazy.
Mid to late 90s. This room is dark. You got Staten Island dudes, you got Jersey dudes, you got Bronx. Everybody is coming to get 5 minutes to freestyle from all around the city. And this room is dark, bro. It's one of them, like, look left, look right. Make sure you can put your back against the wall kind of room, bro, because it could get ugly.
Yeah, it was
like,
that era. Yeah, it was that era. That's a fact.
It was one of those, bro. Like, it could get dark in there fast. Shouts to and I'm gonna keep it all the way Lower East Side. Shouts to Demo the Pro. Yeah. He hosted it.
That's
that
a
was
fact.
Demo shit.
Yeah, I know.
So
Rhyme Animals, yeah.
Right. So I guess snuck in there many a nights, got my ass whooped on the wake up from Mom Dukes because I was in love, bro. I was in love, Dren. The shit was dope. Like, I'm running with my guys from this neighborhood. We would go in there and tear that shit down. Motherfuckers want to beat us up. We got to get up to go to school in the morning. But we battling grown men and going at grown men. And it was and I never rapped. I just love the culture so much. I just love the sport that I had to figure my way in. And the only way to be in is to be there.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? You mentioned Recca, Shorty Black. Recca was going to be one of my first artists to manage ever.
Wow.
Ever. And he was so young that, I mean, at the time, he must have been like 13, 14, maybe younger. And that's when he had 30, 40 dudes from the Bronx coming fatigued out to battle him because he was that good. He was nasty.
He said, I still remember he said some shit at one time like, I'll cut your face with no worries. Hakuna Matata. What the fuck? Bro,
he was ahead of his time.
It was that kind of shit, bro.
Yeah, he was ahead of his time.
And he was right. Like, It was, and I tell you who used to come. These from Fort Knox.
Yeah.
50 deep. All to
fatigued out for him.
Destroy him.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was.
I still have footage from that. Like, I still have footage. Like, those are legendary nights.
Great times, bro. Like. If this was what I want, if this is what I'm gonna get into, yeah, I'm with this. If somebody can come out of here making money, because the Wu used to stay in there. Killer Army.
Yeah, I brought them in there. Yeah,
Killer Army lived in there, bro.
Yeah, facts.
All of them. And he used to be like, it was dope, man. Capadonna pull up, Ghostface will pull up. Like, we had that thing, and that's what turned me out, bro. That's what turned me out.
So you were there as a fan. Mm-hmm. You were there as a fan, but then fast forward, you got into the game officially. What was your first official role in the music industry?
Here's how it happened. I had asked my mom to go to a prep school to play basketball. I had boys club with me. They was ready to do all the academic all-star thing, and it didn't work out. She wasn't with it. Again, strict Dominican mom. And I just became rebellious, to be honest with you. I became very rebellious, and one time on the hangout, a kid in Washington Square Park, I was hanging out with my man Fat Mikey, and he was like, yo, you guys look dope, man. Y'all ever thought about starting a clothing company? And I'll be real with you. We linked up with that guy a few times, and then after that, I was like, I could do this shit. We could do this shit. I could do this shit. And then I linked up with my cousin and Marty, and I told him, like, yo, let's whip up some shit. Let's just whip up some shit. And one time Marty whipped up a nice T-shirt that both Shorty Black and Van at the time wore it in Vegas. And Shorty Black and Van specifically were into the clothing business hard at the time. They were going to the Magic shows like 99, 2000. They would like, it was moving, and an investor popped up, loved the design that we made. And we had an investor, we had an office I didn't even finish high school and I had an office. So I created a couple of CADs. CADs are pretty much what your clothing line looks like graphically. I forget the name exactly, CAD, but it's a CAD. We created a few of those. They look dope. They sent them to China. They developed a line off that. They sent it back, and motherfuckers had offices. Motherfuckers was traveling to China. Motherfuckers was in Vegas for the Magic Show. We were running through the Midwest and the East doing sales. So I got my hands mad dirty and mad experienced by the time I was 21. Like, I was already like in beast mode, man. Like, you know what slowed us down? 9/11 slowed us down. 9/11 happened, and then investors got nervous with the money and started to like slowly but surely pull it out. Yeah. And but fortunately for us, we all got to learn so much shit. And from learning that stuff, you have this pride that you want to continue to come up with your friends. And you don't want to go work for any other brand. That's what I was thinking. That's where my head was at as a youngin'. And I went and fucked up. Real life fucked up. And I started selling crack again. I mean, because, when you a kid downtown, like, you figure it out. You dibble and dabble. Everybody does. You dibble and dabble. And from dibbling and dabbling, I knew people. So when the money started fucking up over there, I went over there. And I got locked up. And I caught a felony for dealing crack. And then that was the never again. I can't be that guy. And when that happened, it just so happened, shout out to Alvon, Burn It Down Group. He had gotten a position up at Shady Records as director of marketing. And when I went to him, I said, I hear what you're doing over there, but I just want to help your shit out. Because I knew that would help me get in the room. So I was like, it's burn it down, it's burn it down, it's burn it down, my boy. We're going to rock this shit till we good. And when I got there, I played that shit like, you know how like you play somebody's living room when you don't know them, but you respect them? You just play the living room. You don't even want to ask to go to the bathroom. Yeah, I don't want nothing to drink. I'm fine. I'm just playing the living room. Old school shit. And that's how I played it up at Shady for like the first 6 to 8 months. I never went toward the back. I never wanted to see the offices. I just sat up front. I said, Alvaro, you just give me what I need. I'll go hit the streets. I'll put my posters up. I'll take pictures. I don't want to move with people. I don't want to move with nobody. I want to do my own thing. And that's how I built it up. And then what made me get money was sticking to the hustle mind frame, but just legit, like, up at Shady at the time, because they're a subsidiary of Interscope, there was so much records coming, like little vinyl, between G-Unit guys, Shady guys, and then the people at Interscope. We always getting boxes of vinyl. So I would take that vinyl to my clothing people, my Japanese people that would buy clothing. They would buy vinyl from me too. So that's how I kept money in my pocket. And then half of it, I would give it to Alvon for opening the door for me. So I did that shit for like a good year and a half, and then I went on the anger management tour. And what I did at the anger management tour, you're being paid, but you're being paid in, you know, as a marketing street team level, which is fine. It beats selling crack. But then the opportunities that you get on the road, and then you're seeing 25, 30 cities, and you running around with these, like, bro, this is my first tour. I'm talking Ludacris, Pitbull, Little John, Eastsiders, everybody that was on a G Unit. This is including MOP and Mobb Deep, and Olivia, Banks, Yayo, Buck, everybody on Shady plus Eminem. This tour, and I turned shit on, bro, and I started calling every clothing brand that I used to fuck with on the road. And I used to lace everybody. Every security guard, every production person was super fresh at this tour, bro. If you go see the anger management tour, HBO, at Cinemax, they did a special. You see Obi Trice come out with the Mesquite Originals, Obi Trice. That's because I had the tie-in with Mesquite Originals. So they made him his own custom. So everybody had fly shit on, bro. Then when we came back from the tour, Obi Trice called Paul and was like, take it out my budget, but I need that kid with me. I need that kid with me. And then Paul said, don't worry about it. Dro, hit the road. When you come back, we'll talk about your situation here. But hit the road, go do what you got to do and come back, and we'll lock in. And that's how I got the Shady, and that's pretty much.
That's a key takeaway, man. The key takeaway from that whole message is put the work in, man. Somebody's always going to notice the work that you put in. Sometimes people want the bag, gimme.
Instant gratification.
And you have to put the work in. Like this man just told you his story. He was in the office. He didn't even go to the back. He just
8 months.
He wanted to be in the building. You know what I'm saying? He showed improved. He did what he had to do. Shook the block. Shook the right people's hands. Got the right people the product. He connected the dots. And then from there.
From that point, like, so here's the catch though. I became director of promotions. Director of promotions, if you know anything about that in the music business, a promo guy is the guy who takes records to the DJs, to the radio stations to make sure you're getting a pulse city to city. The problem was at the time, and still to this day, Shady Records, we don't really make music for the radio. We like really make that
underground.
That shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was hard to like go up to DJs like, yo, can you rock this record? Can you play this record? And then you'll get back to, can Eminem give me a drop? Is Eminem gonna jump on the phone? Mind you, at this time, Marshall's going through personal shit. Yeah, he's going through personal shit. It's the late 2000s, so that wasn't even happening. So it was tough for me, but what I kept doing was I kept staying out and about, and that led me to my next chapter, which was management. And I love managing artists. It's a dope thing. Like, you learn so much on a day-to-day basis, but it's just so psychological. And I have that more now than I did then, because then it was just sheer confidence. I was just rolling off confidence in my experience from hearing what was going on around me. But what happened was, because I wasn't able to really work records to the stations, I started to hang out at like performances, and people were, you know, opening up and this and going to this spot, just checking people out and helping people put shows together because I had so much relationships with artists. And this is the blog era. Like, the blog era was probably one of the greatest eras of all time, if you ask me. Besides the golden era, the blog era, you know, shit breeded Drake and them. That shit comes from the blog era, bro. J. Cole, the ASAPs, the pro eras, Bronson, all that shit comes from the blog era. Greatest era, because we were slinging mixtapes for free. And those mixtapes on those different platforms were bringing us fans that were paying to see us perform and rock around the world. So that's what my continuous started to come into the management world, and I started to go out, and I got introduced to Bronson through a friend because I was actually a fan of his music. My man Uncle Paulie, who has a sandwich shop in LA now, Uncle Paulie's introduced me to Bronson, and then when I met Bronson, I straight up and down told him, like, yo, bro, I'm gonna be real with you. You a dope rapper, but you're more. You're gonna be big, bro. You're gonna be like, if you want, you could be an ESPN anchor if you want, bro. You that kind of talent. He was like, bro, I'm just doing what I do, B. And when I started working with him, I started managing him, and I brought him over to Goliath Artists, and I was his day-to-day guy, and Paul was the known manager. But I had brought him, and it was like, I had to convince Paul that this guy was that real, bro, because I felt it in my heart, bro. He was so dope, bro. Like, the dude, his cooking shit was animated, and it was YouTube, and it was low quality, but it was so impactful and intelligent that I knew there's more to this guy. And we made the music that we loved to make, and we traveled, and, it was such a dope experience, which led me to knowing that you had an amazing relationship with Mayhem. Because I'm around Mayhem so much, and then I started managing Mayhem. I started managing Harry Fraud, the producer. I just got off the phone with him at the time. And moving around with these guys led me to having access, because people wanted to be around me now. People knew me. And one night Alvon calls me, and he's like, yo, come to this Double XL show. Come listen to this come rock this freshman show at the Highline. And I'm there, and I'm like, all right, bet, boom. So, I have access now. It's not like I'm just a fan. I'm a fan, but I have access as a fan. And one night, the Double XL freshman joint goes off, and the first 3 performances, I'll never forget it. It's Freddie Gibbs, Nipsey Hussle, and J-Rock. Freddie Gibbs comes out after DJ Envy introduces him. And DJ Envy says some shit like, from the home of Michael Jackson, Gary, Indiana, Freddie Gibbs. And Freddie Gibbs comes out like, fuck is this talking about? Like, it was like the energy shifted immediately. He's like, this is gangster Gibbs. Like, Michael Jackson, like, you about to get this gangster shit, you know what I'm saying? Mind you, so he sets it off, it's dark. Then Nipsey performs. So it's like gangster, and then J-Rock performs.
Another gangster.
So it's like, yo, bro, I'm like, oh man, like, am I leaving? Am I staying? Like, this shit is getting crazy in here. Like, the Bloods and Crips from Brooklyn are in here. Oh man. So in the middle of J-Rock's performance, towards the end of his performance, he goes, yo, can y'all give my little man 5 minutes? I want y'all to take a listen to my little man. Hey, K-Dot, come out here, come tell him what it is. And K-Dot said, turn the lights up. And he said, where the ladies at? And for me, that was the most important thing said all night. With the energy, turn the lights up, where the ladies at?
You knew the assignment.
Yeah.
Bro, I didn't have to hear a song to know that's a star.
He knew the assignment.
That's a star. And then he went off. And because of my access, I ran backstage and I figured out who's with this guy. And I got a phone number. You know what I didn't do, though? I didn't finish completing the phone number. I missed the number. So fast forward, I go back to the office at Shady, and I'm like, yo, Paul, there's this kid from LA, Compton, Kendrick, Paul, fire. I'm telling you. I sent them music. I kept sending him music. And then this is around the time Dr. Dre's working on what was supposed to be the Detox. And Dre was like, I need some new energy. And I need some new Compton energy. And Paul had called me. And was like, yo, you still got the number to that kid in Compton? I was like, yeah.
Hablador.
The number was missing. But because of access, because of family ties, because of reaching out, I hit my man Brock in LA. And my man Brock connected me with Top. And when Top called me, Like I'll show y'all. Literally, we introduced each other's in respect by our first and last names. Not even I'm Dro, I'm Top. It was like I'm Anthony Tiffith, I'm Pedro Dro, bro. How you feeling? And he got me on the phone, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna link you with the homie over here. They're gonna link you with Boom, and you guys go from there. And you know, by God, the kid was at the Laker game with Dre the following week, and you know, Pulitzer Prize, couple Grammys.
Look at that. Kid from the Lower East Side connected to motherfucking dots.
And here's the crazy shit. If y'all look at the and this is another thing my man reminded me, because I'm so moving all the time. I don't pay attention, and I don't do it. It's not in me. He's like, yo, bro, you in the what's the record that Kendrick got with Janet Jackson on the not that one. Bro, bottom line, we provided the cause for it. It was shot in the Bronx and Hunts Point, and I'm in the video kind of like you see me in there in a Kendrick video that was shot here. And like, I just don't, my man had to tell me like, bro, you in there. I tell people all the time, we put the cars in there. That's like my claim to fame, bro. And I'm like, I forgot, bro. I was like, I totally forgot we even gave those people cars.
So right now, right, just before we move forward, because it's a lot of, it's like, I don't even want to say like 50-50 on the Super Bowl performance. Like how is your eye looking at this situation after what you just said right now, right? Like through your lens, and you see him at the Super Bowl.
That shit means like, the world to me, bro. That shit means I don't give a fuck what nobody says, bro. Do you know the messages that are coming through there? I don't care what you feel musically, bro.
It flew over everyone's head.
I don't understand, bro, you know what's like crazy? What people don't get. Like,
yo, Joe, I don't want to cut you off.
No, you good.
Forgive me.
No,
I've been better.
Keep going.
Not cutting people off.
Keep going.
We were at a party. I couldn't get the full gist of it because everything was going on around us. I couldn't sit there and see the magnitude of what he did. At first, I'm not gonna lie, I was like,
no, all of us.
No, look.
All of us.
Look.
The energy wasn't supposed to be a Super Bowl performance.
No. That's not even that. I'm just saying me. I'm just looking at it and I'm like, man, he did better with Dre and them performance when they had the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? When it was 50, Mary J. Blige, Snoop. To me, he killed it with Be All Right. He killed it. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, I put on my Instagram, I was like, yo, this shit was dirt, right? I go to work the next day. Like I said, I'm in a room full of people. We couldn't even hear that shit, really.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, I'm just looking at it like,
for what it was.
Yeah, for what it was.
Yeah.
Bro, when I played that shit back at work, Nancy fired on me.
Yeah.
What? You know what that was? Yeah. I was like, yo, sis, I'm going to have to ask you to relax. I just watched it right now. I took the fucking shit down off my IG. Super duper fire on so many levels. Like you said, the shit went over people's heads. You understand what I'm saying? Because he dropped so much shit on that shit. Yo, the fact that he finished it with TV off, right? He's telling America straight up like, yo, listen, B. Guess what? Y'all thought y'all was going to get this type of shit? Y'all going to get this whole shit the way it's supposed to be. And violated the whole shit, putting Samuel Jackson and... Yo, bro, K-Dot been fire. You know what I'm saying? And I salute you for doing what you did and the play that you put in to make that happen.
I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that, man. I just like... There's this thing like... You know, like, and it's hard for me to be an A&R because I don't want to just hear your music. I want to feel your brand. There's a difference when you hear music and you feel music. We hear music all day long. When you feel music, that shit puts you in a place where you heard it the first time. And that's the type of shit that I only want to make. Right now, I just had my youth program right now, and I told them I've been a little bit depressed because I've been pulling my hair the ones I have left, trying to figure out where to start with you guys. Bro, my kids are so talented. I'll put them up on anybody. I don't give a fuck who you are right now. You got a platinum record, one of my kids' records will stump your shit. My kids just, the only thing they don't have is numbers. Everything else will fuck you up. Anybody.
That's a fact.
Anybody. Dren to tell you, I have an 11-year-old shooting beats out.
I already know.
He's 11, bro. Shouts to Noah Knockout.
I put him on my page. I know.
Appreciate that, bro.
Listen, because we going further. I don't want to go.
Yeah, let's go back.
Fast. I don't want to go there so fast.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because we definitely need to get into that. You know what I'm saying, brother? But after the Kendrick situation, then what was first before we go to that? All these tours that you've done, give me a memorable moment. Cause you talking about the Shady tour, right? We talking about that's when 50 first got hot.
This is Massacre 50.
This is what I'm saying.
This is 50 dissing everybody.
But listen, this is what I'm saying. It's at the height of Fat Joe, Ja Rule, Locks. You understand? 50 going at everybody.
I'm going to tell you what was the best thing about that. What I learned the most about that tour. 50 Cent's work ethic is nothing to fuck with. When I tell you, because we were the street team, we would have to be there before everybody. Remember, doors open around 5, 6. Venue has to be shut down by 10, 11, whatever the curfew is. But when we got there at around 10, 11 in the morning, 50 was an hour in working out with all his fucking security. I'm talking all out working out at the stadium, not at his hotel. He was already at the stadium, overseeing the stadium, overseeing the sound, making sure he did his sound check, and then the whole G unit comes. And they all had to be there by noon. If you didn't make it by noon, you were clipped for that night. You were clipped. I seen people be sent home. That dude's work ethic is nothing to fuck with. And don't wonder why. Yeah, he does this, that, and the third, and, you know, he's very entertaining. But that got nothing to do with the fact. That guy really wakes up with the sun, before the sun, really eats right, doesn't fuck around, no drinking, no smoking, no nothing, bro. That's what I took away from that tour. He's successful because of his work ethic. He was already on top of the world. And he was still getting to the stadium 10 a.m.
Grinding like he was broke.
All his workout shit laid out for him to go. And that work ethic, that's when I was like, don't play with this shit at all. Because he's on top of the world and he's not playing with it. And here we are 20 years later.
He already at the time had a diamond album at the time and still was acting crazy.
And learning from, as powerful as he is, that respect that he has for M and Dre is so fucking, it's unmatched, bro.
Gotta be loyal to the people that put you on, bro.
But that's not the case these days.
Oh yeah, you know that's a dying breed right there.
Practice.
Yeah. Are you crazy? I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him.
It's a dying practice. You know what's funny? You see that? What's the last thing I sent my kids today before we left?
Hope everyone got home safe. Have a good night. If every nigga in your clique is rich, your clique is rugged, nobody will fall because everyone will be each other's crutches.
That's Hov right there.
I send this to my kids every 2 weeks. Bro, we got this thing right now, bro. I'm so proud of my babies, bro, and I'm going to skip a little bit. One of them got hired to a place, and he's hired 2 more. Like, I played him the skit off of Mo Money, Mo Murder with AZ and Nas in the beginning, and I don't mean it like this, but I mean it like this. In the beginning, it has that movie skit. We could be bigger than the Jews. We could be bigger than the Irish. You can be the next John D. Rockefeller. And I don't play with them when I tell them that shit, because I'm here to equip them the whole way through for anything they need so they could become whoever the fuck they want to become. Because we got everybody from a diamond down to the mud. So there's no questions that should be asked. It's just answers and solutions. What do you want to do? Let's do it.
So let me ask you this, Dro. Fuck it, we go around, we go back, forth. It don't even matter at this point because this shit is what it is. So this is how I found out about your program. Obviously, you invited my brother out to come through.
I'm super grateful for that,
and
bro.
to talk to
You have
to
no
your kids.
idea, bro. Like,
so this is my question: how did your relationship come to the point where that transpired?
I know him from a distance all my life as a kid. See, we're a generation different in the neighborhood, and like, again, I was raised not to overstep my boundaries. So I knew everything he had going on. I knew the people around him. So it was like a strong "what's up, how you doing?" Because I wanted to be in the business. He was in the business. So you walk by his studio every day. You had no choice but to soak in that energy. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I always had was respect. And I could give you 20 from then to right now, excuse my language, that would say, why you fuck with him? And you know what that means? I have to fuck with him.
Mm-hmm.
I have to fuck with him. Because there's something you're telling me that I got to go discover on my own. Mm-hmm. Don't tell me he's this, that, and the third. Because guess what? I'm going to go and find out. I'm a human.
It's two sides to every story.
When you tell me don't do something or you can't, I'm on my way already. I'm dressed. And I'm going to go find out. And sometimes that's nasty. But you got to take these calculated risks sometimes. And I've always told him love and respect. And then remember, when he wasn't home, I had guys that I didn't know Mayhem knew him. Mayhem's from Queens. Why does he know him? And why does he talk so highly about somebody from my neighborhood? And all I could say is like, then you know my bloodline. If you know him, you know what my vessels are like. You know what my veins pump. I'm going to chip off that. And then when he came home, we was around some people one time where I had to tell him, shut up. Let me give him your resume. Let me tell him how you got down. So they don't think that you're just twirling right now. And that's how this happened. And then me knowing his story and me watching him conquer is like, I need my kids to see this. I need y'all to see this. This is all that shit y'all talk about. He did that ×2. Spun that shit for y'all, went and sat up, and now look where he's at. So I'm trying to help y'all skip that moment. And I'm going to make sure he's right next to me while we show you how to skip that moment. Because I got kids that they tell me, it's what I do, bro. I tow guns, bro. It's what I do. I can't tell you to stop doing something that you was doing before me. But my job is to show you other doors that don't want that in that room that they want you in. Now, I got one of my kids who was in such a dark place one time. He took his mom to church. The next day, he gave that same day, he gave her his hammer. And he said, if it ain't me, it's going to be somebody else. You know, I got kids that I deal with SWAT teams that go to their house. You know, everybody thinks, oh, cool youth program. I'm dealing with parents. I'm dealing with probation officers, making sure people complete community work. I'm dealing with kids that don't know if they like men or women. This shit gets real. And it sounds fun and all that, but I wouldn't give it up for nothing in the world. Because every Thursday, that's my therapy session. When I'm around them, that's my therapy. I need them.
What brought you to that place?
I watched a kid that is an incredible music executive right now get shot in the face over stupid street shit. And I watch kids get burnt. And I'm going to say it on here because it's very important. The Lower East Side, we down $500 million in success because we don't know how to come together. And it's more than the Lower East Side problem. It's a New York problem. You know how destroyed I am watching this Dipset shit go down?
I was there. You ain't got to tell
Those
me.
are my superheroes growing up.
Believe me, I was there.
Feel me? This shit destroys. You know, downtown, nobody really knows our stories, but we got this corny ass up the hill, down the hill shit. And we down $500 million. Because if I could have helped us and if they could have helped and we can all come together and help tell the story, we're the illest fucking neighborhood on planet Earth.
Facts.
No disrespect to no neighborhood, but I got to be real with y'all. I never hung out in y'all neighborhood, but y'all have hung out in mine. Point blank, period. You want to get fly, you want to get fresh, I don't go to your neighborhood. You come to mine. And a lot of people don't see it like this, but he'll tell you, growing up, everything from Soho over is the Lower East Side because that's where we spent our shopping money. So we would see each other's in the crossroads. Mulberry Street, Little Italy, that's where the real wars went down. Because that's the only place Lower East Side people will see each other's at the San Gennaro feast. So wars went down.
Facts.
So that's the Lower East Side still. So remember, you got to come to my neighborhood for that sauce. Everybody, whole world. And I'm raised and born here. And nobody could come up out of here and act racist because we had the United Nations in each one of our classrooms. Sometimes some of us went to all Chinese schools because we was living by Chinatown. And that's a culture that we all learn. We still have friends from. Best neighborhood on fucking earth. Any kind of food, any kind of world you want to jump into. If that's the case, we still downtown. We got the financial district and Wall Street. We moved the world. Most important neighborhood on earth. Give a fuck where you from. With love and respect.
Very well said, brother. Sheesh. The way you broke that shit down.
It's the truth. I'm not here to, lie.
You speaking facts, man. You passionate about what you speaking about. You speaking facts. There's nothing that you said was frivolous. And, you know what I mean? It might be a hard pill for people to swallow, but that's why we wave the flag the way we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, again, this is the war zone, but like you said, on the other side of the fence in prison, Elias bang heavy. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's one thing that's diabolical about us. In the lower,
want to kill each other.
Outside, everyone's food when we come together. It's like, and then we're so 10. It don't start at 1 with us. We start at 10.
I think that's a New York culture itself, though, bro. We just hate each other for no reason. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what borough you come from, bro.
I'm tired of it.
But
bro.
I wanna harp on something that you said. Like you said, we are $500 million down.
We're $500 million down.
That's a fact.
Easy.
It's probably more, but that's a great number to start at because I always say, you know, I'm a strong advocate. Obviously, we both are from the Lower East Side, and we still, to this day, have never had our star.
One of the most powerful music execs comes from here. Renee McClain. That's a fucking star.
He's a beast.
Shouts to Renee.
Of course,
Love
he's a
you,
beast.
big
I just saw him not too long ago. Him and Khaled got this shit going on.
He's
a legend.
An incredible example of whom we are. And it's that easy that if a talent from the Lower East Side took it serious, he's right there waiting for us.
And he's the first one that put the Mix Show Power Summit together. He brought all the DJs from around the world together. He did the resorts. He did all of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Pepsi. I don't want to run down his resume
his
because
resume's
I want
crazy.
people to look him up.
Word.
This is a Lower East Side god. Shouts to Leaf, his daughter. I helped work with her in music, but that's just like family at this point.
His brother,
Sharif, brother, family, another one. Like, these are Lower East Side legends. Like, you know, True Life Story is what it is. But True Life, Executive True right now, the guy that's working behind the scenes, is so fucking powerful. It's so beautiful to watch him go. Like, we're down $500 million. And I want you young guys, all this circling and link up with me, call me, hit me on my Instagram. Let me get you in the studio. Let me help you figure this out. There's no beef, guys. Y'all are beefing for nothing. Y'all are all broke. Let me help you get rich. Let's get rich together. Downtown, I am here. I am downtown Dro, whatever. Change the fucking narrative. We are down $500 million.
And that's real. Like, I bring up, when you said that, like, you triggered mad things in my brain. Like you said, like when it comes to us, our story, we forget a lot of shit until we speak to somebody else and they bring the things that we did out of us. Like, damn, well, word, I forgot about that, because life be lifing.
Yeah,
and life goes on. And I'm not gonna mention names, none of that. But since we talking about the topic, there was a $2 million budget at one time for a group on the Lower East Side. 2 M's. And I'm not talking about, we in 2025. I'm talking about 08, 07. Yo, Dren, you the crazy glue to the puzzle. If these dudes could put aside their differences, all of them, and we could just do one album, not a 4 or 5, we could do one album. Everybody could shut the ego switch off. Low East Side, it would have been the next Wu-Tang out of the Low East Side, you heard? 2 M's. Guess what? Never happened. They couldn't turn the ego switch off. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta keep it real.
And it's sad, bro. And it happens in every neighborhood.
That good old ego.
Yeah, but
but
ours is the only one.
Ours is the only one that don't have that
we don't
that
have
claim to fame.
a person.
You know what I'm saying? We don't have that. Harlem has it. Brooklyn has it. Queens has a couple of them. Brooklyn has a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Shit,
saying?
Staten
Island does. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But that one person to cement the lower, like, we don't have it.
True could have been that one.
Yeah, he could have. But again, situations happen.
Yeah, for sure.
People got locked up.
That crew that you speak of.
Well, I do want to. I want to definitely give a shout out on the fashion side. Raul Lopez, killing it. Lower East Sider, bodying it, like real murder.
Yeah.
Like,
but musically, it's just
musically, that's not where we at. Yeah.
Now that you mention that, why'd you stop doing fashion?
Life. I still get my hands dirty here and there, figuring it out.
That coat is.
I love making clothes, bro.
Easy.
When I tell you, like, making a song is fire. Helping make records it's like so dope watching nothing happen from, you know what I'm saying? Something happen from nothing. But like creating a garment is like art, bro. Like an art that you don't have to explain to nobody, B. It is what it is, man.
Yeah, there's no limitations on art, bro. There's just you could do whatever, flip it, freak it, however you want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
like when you get a final garment and the shit, because here's the thing, it's like a record when you're making a clothing, a sample or clothing. Like you tweak it, you mix it and you master it.
Yeah.
When it's mastered and that bitch falls on you exactly to the T, you like, shit, I did this. That shit is like such a high, bro. And it's something that I want to continue. Recently, I've been continuing it with one of the kids in my program. He didn't know what he wanted to do, but he would come to the program, fly all the time. I was like, this is what we doing. And he's Mexican, so we're using a lot of the Mexican influences and the different, candles and spirituality stuff that the Mexicans keep in their house.
And all that.
Right, and we're putting that on his clothing. And it's called Fresh Victory. Shouts to Vic. Fresh Victory stands for new wins, and we're done with old losses.
So moving forward, what's next for you, my brother?
My goal is a building. I'm working on creating a safe house, a creative safe house for our youth and even our adults to come in and school's not for everybody, and it's about the environment. But if I could get you back in school with a little bit of coaching from us, I'm gonna do so. And like this creative house, my goal is to create a merchandise house where we can build merch for artists, create a studio space, create a podcasting space, and just a safe space, but also daytime stuff, GED classes, TLC classes. Driver's ed is out the window, making sure people getting their physicals, making sure that, I have a bond with major corporations that come in and make sure that they see what their community dollars are doing, because my job is to serve. So our whole Growth and Goals mission is to serve and help build life for people, man. Just stop being cheap with yourself. You could be super dope and be expensive about your lifestyle. I want to help you get there. So my goal is to have a building and then expand it to every major city where there's kids like us.
I'm glad you pulled up, because you're definitely in the right building to expand your vision and your horizons, because that situation is already happening as we speak. That's why, you and the brother going to speak after this. And
nothing happened. Nothing in this building
listen,
happens.
I've been trying to get y'all together for a very long time.
Yeah, this shit crazy.
But because of the politics and the little, situations that are stopping it, you can't stop something like this.
No, I can't.
You can't. Like both of y'all are doing something super, super amazing. He got the guns down, life up.
Too. Same lane.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this whole platform is for the kids. Like, we taking the space now, like it's their space. But yeah, we gonna definitely have a part 2, because we have 5 minutes left, and your story can't be told in an hour.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
we have continuations. We got so much life.
Yeah, like, it's real, and your story needs to be told, brother, because there's not too many people like you that take the time out of your life and knowledge and expertise and relationships and the things that you do with these kids. Like you said, you put them against anybody's sign right now, brother. Like, I'm there. I see it. So if there were more people like me that could see that, which this platform, we're bringing it closer and closer to the masses, they'll give you a building.
That's and you know what? I've never been the one, and I appreciate you with that energy, because I've never been the one to ask for money. It always felt weird, but with this mission, it has allowed me to be more realistic, man. I can't make this happen for free.
And you don't have to do that.
I need money to make this happen.
Yeah.
So I'm reaching out to everybody in the world. I appreciate y'all platform while I'm saying this first and foremost. growthandgoalsmindset.com. If you guys have any donations y'all want to send it to us. I do not waste money on fly shit. I get computers, I pay for mentors, trips, hanging out, and just real life. Any funds that you give me, I'm going to make sure that I'm gassing up the tank of some people that need change in their lives. I'm helping families out. You can speak to any parent in my program. They'll tell you I have top-notch relationships with them.
Everybody.
Forget the kids.
I've been there when you FaceTime these A-listers and these managers. Like that's big, bro. Like, you do it on FaceTime, and little kid that's doing production or somebody that's doing a rap, that's motivation, bro, because not everybody has that type of act. Like you said,
shouts to those
access.
people who do come through. I mean, Radel Ortiz, Paul Rosenberg, Dart Parker, which is a Grammy-winning A&R with Killer Mike. Alvon, Burn It Down Group, pretty much does all the most amazing marketing for Shady and others, who brought me Fabio. Lynn Gonzalez, who represents some amazing artists as an attorney. Solomon Sounds and Ryan, XXX Tentacion manager. Ryan Rudin puts music in all the major video games. Man, I love all my mentors. Slim Dollars, appreciate you. Rodney, Rated R. Soy, thank you so much for coming through and giving that female point of view. Mama BK, Marsh, John Real Estate, all the boys, man. Mello, Bando, Knockout, Dale, Ethan, Tristan. Man, I love all of y'all. If I miss y'all, you know I don't really miss y'all. Y'all are family, and I love y'all. Jalen, I love all of y'all. Really, really from the heart. So, guys, if y'all want to donate, the growthandgoalsmindset.com. We do not play. We change lives around here. Real shit.
Let them know your social, your personal Instagram.
I am at Downtown Dro, and you can look us up also at the growthandgoals_mindset. But shouts to you guys, man. I don't know if anybody has told y'all, but what y'all are creating is beautiful. And each week I'm watching progress. And that's the most important thing. And you guys come from where people want to shit on y'all. Because you guys, whatever, you guys went to jail, came home, fuck that. I don't even want to hear y'all say that no more. You guys have surpassed that.
Yeah, he knows I don't like that.
I don't want to tell that story no more.
My brother about to be 9 years on Sunday.
That's what I'm saying.
Word.
And I'm telling y'all both, I don't want to hear that shit no more. You guys are this. You guys are really fucking up the culture right now in a special way. and I commend y'all, and I'm appreciative that it's coming from real people, because we know a lot of these people who know how to fluff up a room. Ain't no fluff in here. I appreciate what y'all doing. Real shit.
You,
I'm a fan.
Real shit. Appreciate you, man, because honest to God, man, I don't understand, this story should have been out. See what I'm saying, my brother?
It's timing,
Real
bro.
talk.
We ain't
Yeah,
got
God,
I say all the
God
time,
do
it's
what
all
he do.
timing. It's all
Just
timing.
like, before we leave, every time we in here, none of this shit is coincidental. Shit be happening in this motherfucking room, bro. Like boardroom type shit that people don't even understand. That whole situation with you and bro right now, I can't wait to be a part of it. Cause all you got to do, you already got bro. I'm just letting you know right now. Whenever he hit me, wherever you need me with the youngins, I'm with it. You understand what I'm saying? Because somebody did that for me, and that's why I'm still here. Regardless of whatever we had in our past and whatever doors and locked doors we was in, we still here, brother. You understand what I'm saying? And I salute you for that, man.
Thank
Real
you, brother.
shit, man.
Appreciate that, man.
Word, brother.
Shout out to my brother Rico Beats. Actually gonna start working on a podcast with him.
Okay.
Nice.
We about to do a welcome to the party.
Nice.
He's the gentleman who managed Pop Smoke, and we started that story together.
Fire.
So we about to continue that story. Word. Shouts to my brother. Vive Voyou.
Big Dro, welcome to the Dulce Lounge, brother.
Thank y'all for
Boom,
having me.
invite only.
Yes, sir.
Fire.
All right, real quick.